very good, effective usage of the JavaScript, and also the good user experience. That's why these are very important for us. So okay, I'm starting slowly, and then, as you know, I love JavaScript, so that this is my main presentation. Always I put to my top of the beginning of all my sessions when I'm talking about the development. So the client API and then JavaScripts are very important. As you know, we lost the XRM page because Microsoft deprecated this XRM page, and then it got to the execution context, the get form context. These are our new items, and then near the last 2, maybe 3 years, we are working about working with these items, and then command for the response also changed that the primary control for the response. So these two items are main objects while working with JavaScript code, and without these items, especially execution context, we can't create any supported new generation, actually, because Microsoft still support XRM page, but this will be limited support, and it completely deprecate soon, and then we should use the execution context for our all development. This is very important. So the client API names also change. As you can see, XRM utility, utility show process indicator, one is the example. So that this is our structure of the items. You can see utility panel, device navigation, web API, encoding, and all other things we have like that. And then this is very important, actually. We have to know these items, and then we have to know which item what it does. This is a very important point. By the way, before the beginning, I would like to say something differently in this session. Please always remember to write messages to console, and because while working with the developers, when I am mentoring the developers, I was seeing that sometimes they are using the alerts, and then they are giving the alert to end user about their applications in the sometimes these codes are going to the production. So can you imagine that user is working in something in your form? She's doing something on your form, and then when click the button or do something, then getting alert. This alert comes from including some different messages. They will not understand developer-based messages. So that's why please always remember, write messages to the console. This is very important point, because we should hide our important message, developer type message, an example GUID, an example value of the one field. So if you need these things, please keep all these things inside of your console. This is very important. Sometimes I am mentoring some developers. I am still seeing that they are using alert, or they are writing some fields on the screen. So this is not a good behavior, and this is not a good development perspective. Please avoid to do this stuff. And then that's why I'm starting with this one beginning of this session. Then little bit I would like to talk about these items. These items very important, because also these items also you can find in the MSDN. So the Microsoft also saying the same things like me. Avoid using the window tab. So this is also important, because you don't need to change the position of the window of the dynamics. So when you're trying to do that, this can be create some JavaScript errors, because please know that in the background of Dynamics, it's allow the multiple browser support. So the Internet Explorer, Chrome, Mozilla, Opera, and then Safari, and there are lots of browsers, you know. So the all these browsers has a different different behavior. So that's why Microsoft created this XRM page and the other domains, JavaScript domains for us. So to manage all these things in the one place. In that point, so if you use the window.top, these creating some scripts errors and an incorrect application behavior at the background, and then Dynamics 365 should fail or to create some user interface problems. So this is very important point. Please avoid that. And on the other hand, consider the disabling navbar, because this navbar also contains the loss of information related to Dynamics 365. So there are some hidden items here, and then Office 365 navigation also on it. So if you try to hide this one, if you disable it, Office 365 items, people cannot able to access this Office 365 header, and then while trying to execute your application can see some problems, and then maybe they should close their browsers. Maybe we don't want to do this, basically. So this is very important. For the client scripting, you have to write your code with the best practice tips always, so that for the model-driven apps. Please avoid doing some DOM object model or the other related object items and another different object-related, DOM object-related issues. Because as I said before, Microsoft already created an object model for us, so which is called execution context or the XRM dot, and these are important points. So if you don't use these items, if you try to interact with directly the object model of the JavaScript at the HTML hierarchy, so you can be create problems for the Dynamics, also for our users. Also, please use the HTTPS always, and then always the HTTP asynchronously do that. So with the HTTP and the HTTPS resources. Please avoid to keep away from the HTTP. Always try to use HTTPS, please, because this is very important point. It should be secure. Always we should use the secure channels for the items. This is the point one. And another point, while using calling these items from the different applications. So in the Dynamics 365, you have to check something from the different application, which should has the HTTPS. This is my concern, and then it should be completely asynchronously, not synchronously, because at the background, again, this creates problems like that, the freezing screen, and then when screen is freeze, then the user should close the window because they are thinking that the application doesn't work, and that's why this is important. So you should avoid doing this. Also in the Dynamics 365, today I will demonstrate you, there is a one indicator for these operations. So these indicator help you for the asynchronous operations. Today we will talk about this issue a little bit. And then please remove your deactivated and disabled customizations, otherwise your solutions will be heavy, and then this can continue the risk of the reusage to these items. So somebody on the project without knowledge can activate these unused customizations, unused workflows, unused some business process flow, or the other disabled items, so that these could problems on our structure. So these are some important points. Just I would like to show a couple of the extra information about the top 3 items, and then I will continue to demonstrate my other bits. So about the window.top. So as you can see, these scenarios should be avoided. You can see here there are two different scenarios here. Attempting to access the XRM namespace at the top level, and then this is the not good behavior. You should do the different way related this one, and then window top my global variable. So the adding the global variable to dynamic side is completely different. Also, you are able to create the shared variables in the MSDN. Completely, you can find all the articles related to these items. So these codes are the avoided, and then they are in the dynamics terminology is unsupported codes. Please avoid doing the writing codes like that. This is the one. And then navbar. For the navbar, hiding and the showing, enabling and disabling the navbar. I mean the showing and the hiding. So with this code, you are able to do that. You can see at the end of the things, there's a navbar equal on. So this is always enabled the navbar. If you do that, please use these items very carefully. As I said before, this can be creates problem for the user like that, and the navigation completely will be disabled, and the user having problems navigating between applications. So you can use this. This is okay. This is allowed. But while using this, please be careful, because you are completely disabling these area and the navigation area, and when you disable it, user will have problem with that. And related to HTTP and HTTP issues, so as you know, modern browsers are using the asynchronous patterns for the interacting to some services, and then you can do that asynchronously. Please avoid to do this synchronously. This is a very important point. As I said before, I will demonstrate something like that for the interacting in the next area. On the other hand, we have some new items in the Dynamics 365. Actually, there are lots of new items always coming. In February, they introduced lookup as a modal dialog in the Dynamics 365. Let's see that what is that and how this is working. So when you click the lookup control, normally it should navigate the original record, but you can change this, and then as a modal dialog, you can open the record as you can on my screen. So at the background, there is a contact record. It's you can see here, it's under the shadow here. So when I click the account, it's opened in my window as a new window. So there are two buttons here for the close and the open it in the different tab. So we are able to do that in the Dynamics 365 now. Let's demonstrate it. So then let's check the code, how it's working. I'm clicking here the Northwind traders, and then you can see it opened as a navigation as a modal dialog. So it didn't navigate the original item. If I want to go to the original item, you can see I can do that. So that for the opening the window, so that I'm able to do that, and then I can close this item like that. So this is our way working with the lookup as a modal dialog. So what is the code of this? Let's check the code of this tab in my contact, and then I hope you can see this. Let me trying to make it bigger for you. No, it doesn't work to make it bigger. Okay, I hope you can see my code here. So in that code, open dialog for a lookup, and then let's check this is in the items in here, settings, solutions. I have one solution here. Always I'm creating solutions for my demonstrations. It should be somewhere in here. Yeah, it's here at the top. and then in the contact entity. So in the contact form, because there is an important point, this is not here. When you created this code, I will talk about this code, but I would like to give you an important information. This shouldn't work here. Okay, as you can see, it's false here. It should work on the, you can see, open dialog for lookups at the onload of the form. So this is the point. This code should work onload of the form. You can see here. Why? Because while entering the code in the onload, we are giving the some information to the lookup control, and then we are saying you have a tag click control. So the add on lookup tag click, it's the important item here, and then this is our function. So when we give this function, as you can see as a context here, so that we are giving a context here. In this context, we are saying to navigate to this item, as you can see. In this on lookup function, we are telling it to navigate to this item. So when we do that, we are changing the behavior of this lookup field, and then it don't navigate anymore the original record directly on the full screen. So it's open it as a modal dialog. This is the point of the this JavaScript. This is the new functionality. I think, if I am not wrong, it came in the February or March. So after February or March, we are able to use this option. And anytime you can use this option. The important thing is here, as I said before, you should give it on the onload of the form. This is the point. So then your code will work at on lookup tag click. You should navigate the control inside on it as well. With that way, when you give the navigate to, we are giving the entity type and the entity ID from original lookup. By the way, as you can see, we are getting information from the original lookup item. So the system automatically getting the tag value here. You can see tag value means that this item, which items contain, so as a lookup. So the lookups originally are collections. At the moment, our standard lookups always contains just one item, always the 0 item we are accessing in the JavaScript code. But the party types items are different, and then for the party type items, these are the real collections, and then they can contain multiple items. So on the standard lookups contains 0 items, and then tag value control here, you can see, always retrieve as the original item. So
hey Baris, sorry to stop you there. Actually, we're not able to see the code at all. So can you please maybe do a full screen or zoom in so that it's more visible?
Okay, I will copy this code to the. Okay, I will copy this code to the notepad, OneNote. I think
Thank you
it
so
should.
much.
Mm-hmm. OneNote doesn't open. Okay.
No problem. So on the chat, people mentioned that if in the code snippet, if you click Control and plus, it should automatically increase the font size.
Okay, I will do that like this. Okay, anytime you can get this control, and you can. This is the one, and then. So I don't know why. I think in the Mac there's a problem, so I can't do that. Okay. Add page here, and then I can do that. I think this time it will be bigger. Yes. Side. Yeah. Okay. Now, again, I am repeating. The tag value is important item here. Tag value contains the items with the collection number 0. So the collection number 0 always in the lookup are the item, and then these automatically passing as a parameter in this example lookup tag value. Then lookup tag value, we are able to use that in the side of the R code. Lookup tag value. Okay, something happened. I think I continue. No, can you hear me, by the way? Is it okay?
We just lost you for a second there, but I can hear you now.
Okay, that's all right. So as an entity record, you are able to open this one and then target positions and the value of what is the percentage in the screen, so you are able to change this as well. So when you could change the 50, it will take the 50% of the screen, so you are able to change all these things on the screen as well. So basically this was my first demo in this session, and then I would like to continue with the other items. So localizable solutions, the localizable resources, I really love that, because of my customers, I'm always developing the multi-language solutions. Okay, so for these multi-language solutions, we are always facing problem with the JavaScript until the Microsoft introduced the localizable resources for the JavaScript items in 2018, I think. So this is nearly 2 years old feature, but still some of the developers still don't know about this issue. That's why I put this in my presentation. This is very important while you are working with the multiple languages. So you can see here, first of all, we have to create this resx file. This is the important point. As you know, the inside of the Visual Studio, we are able to create the resx file inside of that, and then change the different behaviors and the different language aspects inside of that. Important point here, we are getting this in the R code with the get resource strings, and then this is my message item here. Always it's this is my code behavior, and then I am getting the confirm button label. This is my button label, and then this is my message here. You can see in this screen. So and then I am giving this to this alert dialog, and then let's see how it's doing. So I will demonstrate it for you, then you will better understand what I am trying to doing here. I'm going to cases, I'm clicking this case. You can see this alert is worked. So you can see from the code to here as well. Anyway, show alert 0, get text from the resource, where alert settings. I am adding the alert settings here, and this is the alert options, the 8 and width, and then alert dialog, alert strings here, and then alert options. These are the alert options. So the alert string, at the moment, you can see I am working with the get resource strings. Now, inside of this item, there are one message, one label. So for the message, I am getting message from here. So sorry, this is label. This is the label. This is the button. And then for the message, this is the text. You can see confirm button label, text. And then for the text are awesome. You can see this feature is great, bro. Now, this is multiple language item. So I have to change my language. My original language is Turkish. I am converting this and then changing this item. And then this will reload when I change my language. Let's see what will happen. Why you are so slow today? No, it's okay, it's coming. Now language changed to Turkish, okay, and then it came here. Now same string, this time is a Turkish, and the okay, it's in Turkish is tamam, and then tamam is here, so this is okay, okay button, so it's here, and then this is the message comes from here. So basically all this stuff inside of the our resx files, and then in the resx files we are just putting the again I back to English one. So let's check the code here inside of the account contact localizable. So the code's here. So this is the same code, but if you look to the solution this time, how I did it. In the solution, I'm going to components, localizable resources. This is my JavaScript. To my JavaScript, this is my JavaScript, localizable JS, you can see here. But important point here, I am adding dependencies. Dependencies are very important in that point because my resx files here 1033 and 1055. 1055 is Turkish, 1033 is English. So the English resx file and the Turkish resx file already loaded there, and this component knows that it should go to these messages item, and then after the messages, so you are getting here the number of the code of the language. So the dynamics also know the user using the which language at the background, and then according to this it's getting the original code which they need from the system. So this was the localizable resources. Localizable resources like that we are able to use all these items anytime in the JavaScript. This was my example, and you can change this example for the different behaviors and the different code sessions. So this is my item. And process indicator, as I said before, for the HTTPS and the asynchronous work, you can use the process indicator. Process indicator is very important item to avoid the phrase the secret for the users. Why? Because the system automatically getting an item like that on the front of the user. So while running check, while we are sending data, while asynchronously work on the system automatically retrieving these items, and then you can wait until the process complete. So user screen will not freeze, and then people will not think that, oh, this application doesn't work. This application is work asynchronously, and then on the screen I have a message in here. So for this message I have to wait end of these messages. So let's demonstrate it. For this demonstration I have very silly example. This is not maybe real usage of this item, but I would like to show you anyway, because at the background I am counting to the 10, 20, 30 and like that. So that just there is a count issue under my screen. I don't really go to any HTTPS or any different web API. When I click the yes, as you can see, running check. This works and done. So basically, via that way, we are avoiding to show the user the freeze screen. So you can see, as always, this is working like that. So we don't freeze the screen and then asynchronously we are completing our job. So what kind of code I have for this one? I will take this code to again to my OneNote for you. So okay, let's check this one. Yeah, on item change, which item? This item. When this item change, this function will be work. Process 0, counter 5, these are my items, and then after that I will do some calculations here for the getting the these numbers. This is, as I said, this is silly example because I don't really go to any real API. Just I am going to the counting here, process, progress, and the counter between these two. But the important point here, you can see I am adding this timeout and then operation to the until the progress less than counter, show process indicator. This is my item, show process indicator. So when I click this button, some logic is working as a timeout until the timeout completed. This is the 10 seconds. For the 10 inside of the 10 seconds, these item we show in the screen as a process indicator. It will say running check and then current progress in here, and then timeout still continue. Let's check here. So the running check, you can see running check at the current current progress. So this is the code, how this is work. Important code here, this one. So the others are completely silly example. Yeah, this is the one. And then I would like to continue with my another demonstration for you. Field notifications. Field notifications are so very useful for the end user because of that. As you can see on my screen in this customer number area, there is no customer number for this customer, and then there is a item here. When I click this one, so that it says customer number is empty, would you like to assign one? When I click the apply button, system automatically applying the this number. So let's see in action. And then I'm going to contact, I'm going to all contacts, and then I'm clicking this item. This item doesn't has a number. You can see also this item is locked. You can see I can't change this item. I can't write anything to this area. When I click here, I am able to see this recommendation. When I go to this recommendation, in that point, just I have to click the apply button. When I click apply button, as you can see, system added a number here. Number added this field, and then it's done. Then I can save this item. So this is you can see how this is working. And then again, I would like to go back to my code and I would like to show you how this is working. Yeah, okay. So the onload, you can see the get form context again to our standard items here. First, I am disabling this item at the onload of the form. Then customer number, I am getting the value. If value equal to null, then I am adding this notification. This is the notification object. Notification object contains message, notification level, unique ID, and then one action. Inside of the action, we are able to write our original JavaScript code. Whatever we need, we can write here. Okay, in that example, I have a very silly code, so just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am writing the script, but you can write a different code to here. What you need to do when person click the apply button. So the apply button works here. You can see. So again, I would like to go to the different one. Again, I would like to demonstrate with the code. Different person. So when I click there, customer number is empty. Would you like to assign one? As you can see here, customer number is empty. Would you like to assign one? This is our message. Recommendation, you can see, this is the recommendation. This is not a warning or the error. This is recommendation. And the unique ID, you can give any unique ID for this action, notification, and then message. Click the apply to change the customer value. I think it should be like that. Normally, when I stay on the apply button, this message should. I have to see. Okay, anyway, it doesn't work at the moment. Anyway, so the action of the this apply button. When I click the apply button, these codes work. You can see here. So when I click the apply button, it's automatically working, and where this stuff is working, and then completing the job. This was the our notifications. How we can use these notifications on our sequence for the better user experience with the JavaScript code. And then another one for one of the very old example. I'm always using these in my presentations while talking about the JavaScript. So this is from the Ramon Tebar, who is my friend. So actually original code from the Ramon Tebar, but I'm using it on my demonstrations because at the very old times, I don't remember, maybe 3-4 years ago, together we were doing some presentations, and then we know each other, and then we are using our items like that. So basically, this is the contract. This is, as you can see, this is the mobile application. On the mobile application, now we are able to add the photo for the mobile applications, and then we are able to access the camera for the take the pictures. In here, in that example, you can see we added a different item here at a different menu item called photo, and then when we click the photo, our code is working at the background, and our item comes to here as a picture of the contact in this example. So let's check this example. Okay, let's check this example. So the get photo function, get photo, record ID, and the entity type. And these are our main objects because the what item we are working on, the tweet of the item, and the entity type, contact, account, or the other things we are getting these two information from the get photo. So when we say the XRM device capture image, then system start working. First request the camera access from the user, and then camera open, then we are able to get the image. When you click the button image content, you can see if image content is not active now, then we are able to add this image content file content as an entity image. As you can see here, we are able to update our record, which already passed as a parameter to here. Otherwise, if there is an error, then we can say the user, if the result is okay, then we are saying it's done, there is no problem, and then we are reopen this entity. Otherwise, if there is an error, then we are saying, oops, we couldn't update the record. And this is our code for this item. This is how we are using the XRM device capture image. Capture image contains the image content. Image content is not acute now. Then we are able to access the file content in here. So with the file content, we are able to give this to the these item. By the way, we are using here the web API, the XRM web API for the updating record. As you can see, for the web API, for the updating record, we just need the type, ID, and the items, which items we have to update. In that example, entity image, this is the original dynamics field, entity image, and then maybe we can update the different fields as well if we need in that point, and then maybe the time of the photo. An example, I can add the different things to here, time of the photo, where this photo taken, and then this type of information I can add for the updating to this record. If result is okay, then we are saying to user done, otherwise we are giving the error message to our users. So this was the another item today I would like to share with you, and then I think, yeah, this is the end of my presentation. So it took 45 minutes, and then yeah, I think the good timing. So if you have any question, I can get your question. Yeah, I'm here for your questions.
Thank you so much, Baris, for the insightful session. I'm just posting your contact information on the chat, so if people want to reach out to you offline, they can. I have just put your Twitter and LinkedIn over here, and we have a question here. So the question is, can we use XRM device in the web version? For example, take a photo of a client and back it up with a record.
To be honest, I didn't check it, but highly possible you are able to do that. Why not? Because this is a browser related something, and then in the browser side we are just getting the device access from the user. If device okay, if there is a device, camera device on this item, so if we are working with a laptop, highly possible we are able to access to do that. I don't see any problem with that.
Got it. And then there's a question on what's your recommendation regarding namespaces?
Namespaces. Oh, namespaces. Yeah, always I am using the. You can see here. I'm not on this here. No, not on this page, but yeah, you can see for the while writing code. You can see here.
I guess the screen is not on the top, the one which you're trying to share, if you're showing something.
Just a second. Okay, I will do that.
Yep.
I think this is related to my antivirus application because it's giving some errors sometimes I can see, and it's blocking the screen sharing item. Now I disabled it. Are you able to see my screen?
I can see the screen, but it's the Teams chat window that is open over here.
Okay, try again. I hope this time better.
Awesome, I can see it now.
Okay, so you can see here in this example, I used the CRM Saturday as a namespace of my application, my JavaScript code. So the
Hey, Baris, can you hear me? I guess we lost the voice.
Oh, I think he's disconnected. Is he muted?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Sorry.
Okay, I'm here. I don't know why I muted. Okay, that's all right. So basically, what I was saying, I'm using the CRM Saturday as a namespace here. In the real life projects, we are working with the different JavaScript files synchronously, and then we are calling the one and the another one, and always we are calling the different JavaScript files. So in here, using a structure like that namespace structure or in the JavaScript, it's very important that CRM Saturday contact, CRM Saturday account, and under the functions is very important that this domain structure for the JavaScript items. That's why I always recommend to use like that. So that I know that there is another way like that. You are able to use standard JavaScript structure, and you can do something like that. Outform, and also like that. This is also another usage for the JavaScript, but I don't recommend this one. Otherwise, from one file to another file, when you pass you can face the problems, because each different entity can contain the different OAuth and the same form events. So this time you will face a problem. This is not a good behavior for a good developer. Always I am saying to my junior developers, use a standard form like this while developing JavaScript codes. So this is the one.
There's one more question. Would you recommend writing scripts in TypeScript rather than JavaScript?
Yeah, TypeScript I can say is better at the moment, because Microsoft is supporting the TypeScript much more than JavaScript. I can say that. So this is the Microsoft support is important here, and the TypeScript, you are able to lots of things with the TypeScript very easily. That's why if you can write the TypeScript, you can use TypeScript. Yeah, this is the idea.
Okay. And then what do you think about using the browser session storage for doing things like passing information between forms when standard mapping is insufficient?
I think we don't need this, because let me check here. So I would like to open a new window. If I am not wrong, in the MSDN Java Dynamics 365 JavaScript share. We have some items for the sharing, JavaScript shared variables, Dynamics 365 supporting to this. Somewhere in here, maybe this is wrong URL for this one. For the JavaScript HTML resources, there is a sharing option already inside of the Dynamics. So domain execution context. In the execution context namespace, under the execution context namespace, you are able to access the shared variables object, so that you can share your variables between JavaScript codes and the application via supported way of Dynamics. So there is a special item for special function for that. You can use that one. You can check it. If I found it, I can share it later. You can follow it from my blog. So in here I'm writing something, and then if you write the tag here, I think you can easily access my English writing, so that you can see I'm sharing the Turkish and the English articles here. You can see here, and then if I found the solution for this one, I will share from here. Okay, I couldn't find it now, but there is a special function for this one in the Dynamics side, so that you don't need any storage user, browser storage, or something like that.
Got it. And there's one more question. So what do you think about combining client-side business rules with script logic on the same form?
Uh, yes, yes. This is the always problem. Yes, this is a really, really good question because this is always problem, and then because if you want to do some things that you are using if you do want something easily, you are using the business processes, and then with the for the complex items JavaScript. In that point, I can say that it depends the project behavior and the project structure. If you don't use the combine of this, only I can say that. So just use the one way, just the process, business process, or the JavaScript. But I always prefer the JavaScript because in the consulting way, we are consulting the lots of companies. As you know, we are working with the lots of companies, and then in that companies we are generating lots of different actions, and we are answering the lots of different requests, customer requests, and then using the JavaScript for us is more elastic, so that we are able to use JavaScript for the do much more things. But for the business process flow, business process, we can't do lots of things in that point. In the huge implementation and in the large scale project, we have to use JavaScript. Only I can say that, but it depends the approach of the project actually.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one because I think business processes do not offer much flexibility as well. It's pretty
Yes,
limited,
yeah.
so it's on the low code
Yeah.
side of things compared to JavaScript. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one more question. So can we take multiple photos per record?
Multiple
Photos. I think this one is
photos.
in relation to a previous question.
I think no, I didn't use it like that. No, because the entity image is just keeping the one image record on it.
Okay.
So it's not possible.
And then can we have synchronous calls with xrm.web API calls?
I think yes. Yes, I think yes. Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, yeah. Sabrish, I hope I correctly pronounce it. So the found the what I looking for. Get shared variable, you can see, and the set shared variable. So you are able to create shared variables in the dynamics with the secure way, supported way, and then you can share these objects between the items in the execution context via that way. You can see on my screen at the moment.
Got ya. And do you recommend minimizing and bundling JavaScript web resources for production environments?
To be honest, it related to performance, but I don't know how this affect the performance. If you have the huge implementation and the huge JavaScript code, then this is should be way. But uh, actually, I never use it in my projects. Up to today, I have completed more than 200 Dynamics projects. I can say that, but I never used minimized JavaScript. So always system is caching the JavaScript files in the browser, as you know, and then just to change we are getting the new JavaScript files, and then when they cache that, we don't need to minimize the. I think this is what I am thinking. Maybe I am wrong, but I am thinking like that. I don't think so. Minimized is required for the production.
Got ya. And there's a bunch of recommendations and questions coming up. So I have shared your contact information on the chat again.
Mm-hmm.
So please expect some questions on your LinkedIn and Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, I'm also sharing the URL to the survey. So
Mm-hmm.
folks who have attended the session can respond on the survey link and give us their feedback for these sessions so that we can construct them in an appropriate way moving forward. Also, I think we didn't mention there's a prize and there's some swag involved. So guys, for more details on the swag, please go ahead and start filling the survey.
Okay, thank you very much for your join to this session, and so I will be with you with another session related to logic apps soon. Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Baris.
guys.
That was a great
Thank
session.
you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.